Hi there, in today's video I'll be showing you how to create rounded corners on your column chart and your bar chart. Let's get right into it.
Rounded corners in Power BI for bar charts and column charts are highly requested styling features, but it's not available with the native visual. So today I'm showing you two ways to get around that. First with arrow bars and then with Deneb, where you can actually get full control over the shape, color, and layout of your bars. Let's get into it. When you create bar charts or column charts in Power BI, this is what you get. You don't get any rounded corners. So the first approach we'll be going with is the arrow bars. What I'm going to do now is I will copy this and paste it. Okay, so this is what we have here. Once I select the visual, then I want to format it. I'll go to format here, and for the bars, I'll go under bars and I'll change the color to white, or just make it, if I make it transparent, let's see. No, yeah. So it's either you make the color white or you make the transparency 100, but I'll just rather go with it being white. And then you see where it says arrow bars, you click on arrow bars here, turn it on. For the upper bound on the arrow bars, you want to add your y-axis, so the information here, which is the patient, is what you add here, the x-axis rather. So add data, and then we'll go to patients. And then for the lower band, what I'm going to add is a measure that just equals 0. So if we go to the measure, let's go to the measure here. So you can see that base just equals 0. Okay, so you add that to the lower bound here. And then once you have that turned on, so right under the arrow bars, you'd see the bar here. So you change the color to the color of your choice, and then you can also increase the width. And this is where the limitation is. You can't go past 10. So that's obviously a problem. So I'm going to change the border as well to this, and change the marker shape. So that's what comes on top of it. I'll change that to this. So that it already gives us that curved or rounded effect. I'll increase this a little bit. Let's do, no, that's a bit too much. Let's do maybe 6, and then you can see that it has that rounded effect. So while this is good, it's sort of limited in the sense that we can't go past 10 in terms of the width, and obviously this as well, it can't go past 10. The markers can't go past 10. So it doesn't really give us enough like styling options. It's a bit minimal. So what I'm going to do is I'll just copy and paste and change it to a column chart, because it's literally the same thing here. You just need to change the color of the bars to white, and then change the add the arrow bars. So I'll just change that to clustered column chart. Second approach is Deneb. So Deneb is a custom visual in Power BI where you can actually write Vega-Lite or Vega JSON. So it has a JSON syntax, but it's not something that I would really stress about. I have it already downloaded here under the visuals, but if you don't, what you just need to do is click on get more visuals, and it would pop up. So just search for Deneb here, and then once you click on it, you'd see a download here, but I already add on your own end. I already have it on mine. I don't need to do that. So I'll just go back and I'll close this. So once I click on Deneb, it brings that up for me. So it's not just a drag and drop situation like you would have with other visuals here. You see this bit that says values, you need to add your data there. So I'm just adding patients, and then I'm adding hospitals. Once you've done that, you click on more options and then edit. So you can see here it says create or import new specification. So we'll go with Vega-Lite here. It's just easier to manage. And then it asks you to select your Vega-Lite template. So you can choose the simple bar chart or the interactive bar chart, but I'm going with the simple bar chart here. And then once I select that, it asks for a category. The category we have here is the hospitals, and that's being measured by the patient. So the number of patients in each hospital. And then I'll just go ahead to create. So this is what you have here. But then I'm sure you're probably wondering, like, oh, I don't know how to write JSON, or I'm not sure how this key value pair works. It's really simple. It's either you just copy and paste and write some prompts in ChatGPT, or you can learn it as well. But there was just very little that I learned here, and I'm just going to show you. So for the bars, for instance, what I'm really looking forward to doing is making sure that the corners are rounded. But before I do that, I want to sort this out in a descending order, such that the hospitals with the highest patients are at the top, and then with the lowest patients at the bottom. So what I'm just going to do is I will sort it by the x-axis. So sort, and then it auto completes for you as well. Then I'm going to do a minus x. And once you click on this auto apply, it just automatically applies. So there's a comma here. That's why it isn't auto applying. So I'll just do that, and then that automatically changes. So in order to change the rounded, to give it like rounded corners, what I'm going to do is another key value pair. So it's going to be corner radius. We'll do top right, and we'll make that maybe 10. Okay, so you can see that the top right is already curved, and then we'll do the bottom as well, bottom right, and we'll make that 10. Okay, so that already gives us the curvy effect, or the rounded effect. I'm also going to change the color of this bars, change the fill. Already copied the color I had in mind, so I'm just going to paste it. And then for text, you make sure that it's quoted, and then we have this. But then I also want to maybe like take out these hospitals, patients, the grid lines. I want to change the text to Sego UI, maybe 14. And I don't want to have to type all of that. What I'll just do is I'll go to ChatGPT and then type in modify Vega-Lite code, remove lines, ticks, titles, domains, and then change font to Seg UI size 14. I've just typed this anyhow, but yeah. Oh, I didn't add the code. So I'm going to go back to copy this. So just Control A and Control C, and then paste here. Okay, let's see what it gives us. So I'm just going to copy this now, and then I'll paste it. So you can see it's taking away the grid lines and everything that we don't really need. So if you want to just modify it, just copy paste in ChatGPT, and then it will help you modify the code. So you don't necessarily have to learn it per se. And that's just simply it. You can keep modifying it to your own preference. So I'm just going to go back to the report. And this is what we have. So that limitation we had with this error bars, we don't have it anymore. We have the same size. We can even reduce it if we would like to. So what I'm going to do is I'll do the same thing for the column chart as well. So just click out, and then it begin. Let me move it here. Let's move that slightly. Okay, so it's the same thing. I'm going to go ahead to add the data. The data I'm looking for here is the patient and then the hospitals. Okay, so once again, it's not a drag and drop situation. You have to click on more options and then edit, and that should come up in a bit. So Vega-Lite, then simple bar charts. You can try out the interactive bar chart to see. And then we'll choose the hospitals and we'll choose the patients. So I'm sure you're also wondering, it's a column chart that we want in this instance. Yes, that's also very simple. what I'll do is the code that I copied last, I'm just going to paste it again. So it shows us this, but that's not what we want. We want the column chart. So what you just need to do is to swap the axis. So I'll just make that X and then I'll make this Y. Seeing as it isn't sorted the right way, we need to sort it by the Y axis now, not the X axis. So I'm going to change this as well to Y and it's sorted properly. But then the way it's curved isn't what we want. We want top right and top left. So I'll change this one to top left as well. So, so this is exactly what we want. So I'll just go ahead to back to the report. And here we go. So you can adjust everything with Deneb, spacing, the alignment, the labels, the axis styles, everything you can. But the limitation we had with this one is that we can't really style as much, and then with the default visuals we can't even add rounded corners. So which one would you go with, error bars or using Deneb? I personally would go with Deneb, but let me know what you think in the comment section, what you would go with.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.